Borderlands 4 might be one of the most hyped shooters of this generation, but here's the problemo, guys. People with RTX 4080s are barely hitting 60 frames on medium settings. That's bad. And if that doesn't set off an alarm for you guys, if you don't hear the bells ring-a-ling-ling, just wait until you hear what Randy Pitchford had to say about. Now, here's why it matters, guys. This isn't just about one game being a little rough at launch. It's about the growing trend of $70 AAA titles, sometimes even 80. What it's looking like, GTA might even be 100 at this point. But they're releasing these $70 games in a broken, half-optimized state, while the people in charge spin the narrative and they ask players to lower their expectations. Essentially, what's damage control. And they want us to take this AAA slop and enjoy it. Consume it. Don't complain. We'll put a patch out. Never mind that these people never optimize their games anymore. We have to just like it. If you're a PC gamer or honestly just a fan of Borderlands, then you should care about what's happening here. So let's start with what we know here, guys. There was a post that started making the rounds online showing performance numbers from early access builds of Borderlands 4 on an RTX 4080 with frame generation turned on. The game just about holds 60 frames per second to 70 frames per second. Without frame gen, you're looking at 30. That's right, 30 FPS on a $1,200 card. 30 FPS is not acceptable unless you're just playing Nintendo Switch games, which Nintendo fanboys, that's a whole other level here. And guys, that's not even maxed out settings. That's medium. Again, that's not even maxed out settings. That's medium. Now, that alone would have people frustrated, especially when you're looking forward to the new Borderlands game, Borderlands 4. You have your maxed out computer, you're ready to just game on your PC, or you have your next gen console, right? We're not even talking about consoles here, we're just talking about PCs. But it gets worse here. Randy Pitchford, the freaking CEO of Gearbox, addressed these complaints directly, and instead of reassuring fans and promising fixes, he basically said, be realistic, older PCs just won't cut it. So it's always your fault, guys, not their fault. The problem with that, the people struggling to play this game, they're not running older PCs. They're running hardware that should absolutely crush a cell-shaded shooter like Borderlands. They're absolutely running the right hardware. We're talking 4080s, we're talking i7 CPUs, high-end rigs, right? Real gaming beast machines. These aren't below minimum spec. To me, it just sounds like damage control ahead of time. You know, just getting ahead of the release before people start burying it, saying that it runs terribly. Well, let's talk about the Unreal Engine problem, guys. This is becoming a pattern. Unreal Engine 5. It's powerful, but it's also notorious for poor optimization. It's getting a bad reputation. Games like Metal Gear Solid Delta and even smaller Unreal projects have stuttered. They have lagged on high-tier systems. The tech can be great, but when developers don't or can't optimize it properly, even the best GPUs get cooked. And that's the problem. It's falling on the devs' fault. I don't know why we're getting so many problems when it comes to AAA optimization, but we're getting it. So when Pitchford is telling players to set realistic expectations, what he's really saying is this game will not run well on launch date, and you should accept that. And at this point, when it comes to AAA titles, I definitely accept it. I never, ever hold my breath that we'll be getting something that runs properly, something that runs good. Because 9 times out of 10, we're having all sorts of problems. Especially when it comes to these games that are just thrown out there. And leading up to it, all the stupid things that Gearbox were saying and doing, especially the CEO, they weren't looking too great. This game, a while back, I actually made a video talking about it, and a few others made videos talking about how this game was going to be running bad on launch, and we got ate up. A lot of people were saying we're lying, that we're fear-mongering, that we're rage-baiting. Now we're actually getting evidence of people playing early access and it running bad, it being not optimized. I'll take the apology when we get it right. So let's talk about the gameplay versus graphics disconnect going on here. And this is what makes it even more absurd, right? Look at Borderlands 4 visually. It's not a major leap forward from the previous game. It's really not. It doesn't even look like some next-gen technical showcase. Honestly, side by side, it's kind of hard to tell apart from Borderlands 2 or 3. yet somehow it's running like a crisis test for modern GPUs. That disconnect is the core frustration here. Like, why is there so much of an issue of it running? Why is there a problem? Why are they having to run the damage control? And this is the bigger picture here. The cycle at this point is all too familiar. There's a day one patch that's immediately promised. That's the cure to everything, right? Oh, we got a day one patch coming. And then shortly after that, there's like a patch a week or two later. And then there's stuttering and lag that will be fixed later. Like literally, like you're releasing a game that's stuttering and lagging at release. There's a first impression for gamers, guys. Why do these AAA studios just rely on patches? The marketing team is telling you that it's the most fun since Borderlands 2. And then there's a launch window full of paying customers who are basically beta testing until performance stabilizes. They're relying on the beta test. And I guess modern gaming, right? This is how modern gaming is. It's the same story with so many AAA games today, and fans are getting tired of it. That's why when a game like Silksong comes out, people are singing its praises because it's a $20 game that runs good, looks good. They're nerfing the difficulty, which I'll talk about that on a different video. But overall, it shows that you don't need to be AAA slop in order to make lots of sales and money in the gaming industry, which is incredibly frustrating to see. Companies like Gearbox that had Borderlands, that have, this is the fourth freaking game in the franchise, and they still can't get things right. They still don't know how to operate in this industry. They can't just make good games. They have to rely on day one patches. They have to release stuff that's unfinished, nearly just barely runs on the consoles, if at that. And now we're having reports that it's not even running on high-end PCs. And then the CEO itself is getting ahead of it by damage controlling. This is not a good look. In all honesty, it's definitely not a good look when there's so much going on before a game releases. I can tell you guys, a lot of people are going to be disappointed in this. And I know Borderlands has its fan base. They have its fanboys. They're going to have the people raising the pitchforks for Pitchford, pun intended. But let's be real here, guys. When you're getting these reports, when you're seeing people tweet out that have early access to the game, it's enough of a red flag to give an opinion about it. It definitely is enough of a red flag to give an opinion about it. So here's my question to you guys. Are you still planning to jump into Borderlands 4 on day one knowing all of this? Or are you waiting, until Gearbox proves that they can actually optimize this game? You're going to wait it out for the patch? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. I want to hear your take, and if you want to stay up to date on this kind of gaming news, drama, whatever, make sure you hit that subscription button, hit that like, because this Borderlands situation is just one part of a bigger trend in the industry that we got to talk about. Anyways, I'll see you on the next video, guys. Take care, and peace out.